Hello and welcome to Clovers Quilting. My name is Dion. I was digging through my layer cakes the other day and I found this really cute Americana stack. And it is called, if I can get this out of here, it is called Holiday Americana by Miss Stacy. And there's her full name. I didn't want to mispronounce that. And I know that she has done some really cute Halloween prints. And this other note that's on there, sugar twist. I'm assuming that is the pattern I wanted to use. I used to keep the patterns tucked up under this sleeve or tucked in with the strips or the fat quarter bundles, and I'd forget I'd have it and then I'd buy another one, so I'd have duplicate patterns. So I just went to putting a sticker or a post-it right on the fabric, so when I came across this, I knew what I wanted to use it for. And it helped me be a little more organized and not duplicate the patterns, which is really cool. Here's a closer look at the layer cake. I'm struggling here. It's a nice red, white, and blue, and there's cute prints. There's flags and stars. There's pinwheels and fireworks and little buntings, and it's really a cute line. I also like that the fabric has a little smaller print, so you can use a pattern that has a little smaller pieces in it, and you won't lose the essence of the fabric. So I do like a good red, white, and blue as opposed to red cream or red tan and blue. I like a good crisp white to go with our colors. So this one's going to be just fine for me. Let's go find that pattern and I'll be right back. Okay, this is how I organize my patterns that come in the little hanging sleeves. I bought this collapsible comic book holder on Amazon, and this lid just comes off. It's just like a fabric base, or canvasy with a solid bottom. And I just have all my patterns alphabetically. So if we get back here to the S's, and hey, I see a sugar cookie, sugar twist. This is the pattern. And I write my pattern name on top of it because otherwise you'd have to look all the way down to the bottom. And I'm too lazy to dig. So anyway, that's how I organize my patterns, and it works out really slick. The sugar twist pattern is really interesting. It uses layer cakes or strips, which is kind of cool. And it's got 2 colors per block. And it calls for 9 assorted light cream fat quarters for the background. Well, I didn't want cream. So I went with something completely different, and hopefully these pieces will pop off of the background. I went out to Quilts and More today, and Julie and I were looking around, and we came up, I wanted like a light blue and maybe a white, or I didn't really know. So I wanted everything to show really well. So we went in a completely different direction and went with these 2 batiks. So they're bright, they're bold, and I'm hoping that these pieces will just snap right off the surface of those. And there is also a sashing, but I might just do a crisp white for the sashing or a tone-on-tone white because I'm not really sure what I want to do. So I'm going to wait till I get the blocks done and then see how that looks. The sugar twist pattern is by the Pattern Basket, and it doesn't look too hard. And you can use a layer cake or a jelly roll, which is really kind of cool. So I will be back when I get these pressed and cut. Back with a quick update on the sugar twist quilt. I had to add a couple more white background pieces, and this one will go this way. I thought that was kind of pretty. This one is called, let's see, it is called Fireworks and Freedom by Bella Boulevard for Riley Blake Designs. And then I had a fat quarter of this one, and it is called America, Home of the Brave by Charla Foltz by Studio E. And this is just a red, white, and blue stars. So I thought those 2 would be a nice complement to the rest of the fabrics I have. I did change the pattern a tiny bit. This is the finished block before you do some trimming. So the block has all these, my kitty's crying in the background. Come up here. Come on. There she is. There's her tail. Hi. So these were supposed to be cut as squares, these pieces, and I made them a 1/2 inch. The width is the same, but I made them a 1/2 inch longer, so I wouldn't be so close to a 1/4 inch when I sewed. Here is, now where did oh, the cat's on it. Ha! Here is how they want you to trim it up. They want you to trim it up just close so you have at least a 1/4 inch. So I thought I would have a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, and it would make it easier on me. I could just trim them up to a 1/2 inch and sew without worrying about my points. And so that's what I'm going to do when I trim these bad boys up. I'm going to probably trim out at least, you know, as far as I can all around. So that'll be hopefully about a 1/2 inch. So I'll have a little bit of a floating block. Oh, the cat. I'll have a little bit of a floating block instead of it tucked right up to that. So hopefully it'll look okay. And that's what I did. So these little blocks, instead of being square, I just added a 1/2 inch, and then hopefully that'll work. So proof is in the pudding. When I get to the cutting part, we'll see what I can do. Thanks, we'll be back in a minute. As you can see, I finished the sugar twist quilt top behind me. It was pretty fun. There were a couple different things that I did with it, and I'll show you that here in a minute. I was looking for a batik for the border, a red, white, and blue batik, and I was struggling finding one. So I found this, and I thought that was kind of cool. I got it on Missouri Star, and it's a 108, and it is called Modern Pyramids 108 by Color Principle for Henry Glass & Co. So this is what the selvage looks like. It turned out really fun, and I just loved it. So I'm hoping to put that on the back too, and do a binding in either red or blue. I have the same red and blue extra for the binding. I just didn't know which one I wanted. This was a fun quilt, and it turned out big. I did a couple more blocks. I had enough to do it, and I had them cut, so I just went ahead and did the blocks. And it turned out to be, now where's my thing? 62 by 90, so it's a good size quilt. I will get out of the way and let you take a peek. Here's a little closer peek at the sugar twist quilt and all those fun Americana fabrics. I thought it turned out really, really fun. I think my border was about 7.5 inches. I just did 5 of those straight lines across here. I just counted 5 of those little areas, and it turned out to be close to 7.5, so that's what I went with. I wanted a nice chunky border on it because it is a pretty big quilt. Also on all these blocks here, I made them about a 1/2 inch bigger so the points float. So I didn't have to be so fussy going around and sewing these. But if you want to do it just like the pattern, you don't have to make them any bigger. But I did that, and it just was a little bit easier for me to get things looking how I wanted to get them to look. And it was a hair easier where I didn't have to be so darn precise. Because sometimes you just want to sew and you don't want to have to worry about being so stinking precise. So anyway, this is the sugar twist quilt and all those fun Americana fabrics. And mine was 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think it was, the pattern called for 6 by 6. So I must have just done one more row. So yep, really fun, turned out big and bright and bold. You should try it, it was fun. I know your time is valuable, and I thank you so very much for coming along on this sugar twist journey with me today. Thank you so, so much. Also, please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay creative. This is Dion at 4 Clovers Quilting. See you soon. Bye-bye.